Okay, hello. So today I'm going to be making a Asian-style fish and rice porridge. I've made something like this before. The only thing you've missed is I put in a half of a stick of unsalted butter. The pre-done mirepoix that I've used before, it's just chopped up celery, onions, and carrots, and we've got that in there. And then I put a little bit of sesame oil in there to flavor it. Normally I would be deglazing the pot now, but there's nothing needed to be deglazed. But I'm going to add about a tablespoon of Shaoxing wine. So far it's sesame sauce and Shaoxing wine. Sesame oil, excuse me. Alright, just going to stir that in there. Okay. Put that away. And we're going to put the sesame oil away. Use that. Excellent. For flavoring too, we're going to use just a touch of oyster sauce. I'm going to do most of the flavoring now instead of when I add the fluid. So just a touch of oyster sauce. Ooh, that's thick oyster sauce, man. Oh, that's almost jellied oyster sauce. Whoa, I hope that's not the way. Okay, there we go. Two perfect slugs. All right. So that's in there. We're going to stir that as well. Oh, it's got such a rich, dark flavor now. All right. And then finally, for right now, I'm going to just use some Lucky brand, the cheapest brand of fish sauce there is, fish sauce. I'm going to figure out how I can open this one. It's a brand new one. Let me come back to you after I do that. Okay, we got that figured out. So we're just going to put in like a tablespoon of fish sauce in there. Beautiful. Stir again. Okay, now let's start adding our veg. Oh, actually what we're going to do as well, might as well get this done now. We're going to take two medium Sichuan red peppers, red chilies is what they call it. There we go. One of them I'm going to just throw in whole. The other I'm going to chop up and get some of those hot seeds out. I like things spicy, so I put spicy stuff in them. If you do not like spicy stuff, then absolutely do not put anything in there that is spicy. Easy enough. What am I going to use? We'll use this knife. Just cut. Come on. We're going to stir that up as well. Okay, now last time I was on this video, I don't know if I put it on YouTube, but I was telling you that I got a lot of vegetables for free, some because they're misshapen, such as this carrot that I received. And you can see perhaps why the farmer didn't want to try and sell it as a supermarket. It does look slightly sinful, I think is a word we would use there. So even though we've got carrots in the mirepoix, I'm just going to chop up some carrots here, big ones, because they're going to get soft in there. Then we're going to do some potatoes. We're going to do some cabbage and some broccoli and cauliflower, because I've had good luck with them before. All right, be right back. Okay, we've got the carrots into coins. So there's also carrots in the mirepoix, smaller pieces. There's carrots going in there now. And I'm going to use another coleslaw mix in order to... easy way to get cabbage in, because all the coleslaw mix really is cabbage with some slivers of onion. And since we've already got onion in this, it's not going to hurt it at all, right, to add a little bit more. I've made something close to this dish before. We had a lot of carrot. We had a lot of cabbage in there. It was no problem. So I'm just going to trim up. I've got, let's say, 3 medium-sized and 2 small-sized potatoes, and I'm just going to chunk up and put in this one going in. I got this really bad cut on my hand, and I've been wearing gloves over it so that it doesn't get further aggravated. And it seems every time I touch water or cook, it just starts stinging. And it was a really deep cut too. I got it using that Ulu. These don't have to be pretty. I just like keeping them small so that when I eat them, they're bite-sized. Not even really small. They're like half coins or quarter coins. Tell you, this is a piece of shit knife, but it cuts really good. I guess that's the best you can hope for with a piece of shit knife. Okay. Got this. This and this. Damn, that cuts things. Alright, a little tiny cleanup here. Alright, so now we're going to move on. We're going to put in the coleslaw mix. Again, just cabbage and carrots. This is left over from the last time I made some food with this. So that's going to go in there. Let's just see, I've got a ton of stuff that got used. This is the remainder of some frozen spinach that I've had, and I've used it over 3 different pots. We're going to get rid of it. 1, 2, boom, boom, boom. That should be enough spinach. Ooh, I did get this really good nori. It's called Ocean something, Halo, I think. And it's delicious seaweed as a snack. But I thought I'd put some, it was so delicious, I thought I'd throw some in here. Beautiful. Beautiful. So tasty too, amazingly good. Then, that is some good stuff. These, which I've shown before, I will have to put the name of them in the description because this is all Korean here. But it's a fish base. It's literally called Deep is the name of the flavor, and all it is a little tablet that you throw in there. Now sometimes one has been good. Sometimes I've had to use 2. But we're going to try with 1. Let's see. All right. We're running out of room here, so what we're going to do is we're going to cut up some of this cauliflower and broccoli, put that in there, and then it's time to actually make the soup. The base, sorry. Let's see, that's good enough. I think these are all in decent size. They're going to get so soft. But let's cut them up in there. There's a lot more cauliflower than there is broccoli in this bad boy. There. Alright, so like if you wanted to make this a vegetarian dish, you absolutely could. If you wanted to make this a vegan dish, you could. You just use some vegetable broth or make your own broth from vegetables. I am going to use chicken broth because I like the way it tastes better and it mixes with the fish that will eventually go in. So let me get this in there. Dun 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 dun. Could add anything in here. You want to put pasta in here, you could put pasta in here. You want to put, I got some of these zucchini noodles. We're just running out of space, but what the hell, I'll throw a couple of them in there too. Not too many of them in case they're horrible. Oh yeah, these are rotten. Oh good. So glad I didn't use them. They are, oh god. That was like putting my hand into a 3-month-old dead body. Oof, that was gross. All right, so a little bit more of this then. This up. Okay, I think we're good. Yes, we are. So we're going to start. I'm going to take out some chicken broth. And I have leftover from the last time. Here we go. We're going to put that in there. That is some thick-ass broth. You know, maybe we'll do it, cut it half and half, chicken broth and veg broth, just to make a good flavor. So I'm going to put in about a half a container of veg broth. Now, I'm not salting this or putting pepper in, but especially not salting. Once this is made up, and before we put the rice and the fish in, we will know if this needs a great deal of pepper or salt or how much is naturally coming off of the seaweed. So that's why I'm not adding it right now, because usually I'd have thrown in a couple things of kosher salt by now. What am I looking for? Oh, I'm right here. I'm looking for more chicken broth. Okay, that should be enough because we're going to add some more broth down the line after we've got this all soft and wonderful. So I'm going to now not block the camera. Although it doesn't matter, I'll be honest with you. I'm doing this so I remember the recipe. Sometimes I don't even put these on YouTube because I have yet to get them ordered. Oh, fuck. You know what else I wanted to do very badly? I got a bunch of this corn. And it's got to be used. So I'm just gonna get it all shucked. Then I'm gonna slice some of the niblets in there, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm using the Farberware Sentoku knife to cut the corns off the cob here. I'm being a bit messy about it. I also noticed that the last time that I did this and put fresh corn, unhusked corn, or corn that I just dehusked myself into the soup, it actually stayed very crunchy through the first pressure. I didn't really do a second pressure on it, so I don't know if it would have softened up, but it was it added a little bit of crunchy stuff to it, which was absolutely lovely. Okay, wow, I'm making a huge mess of this, but that's okay. I always have to clean up after doing this stuff anyway. Good. And good. And good. I want to go fast, but I also don't want to waste good corn. That's in the garbage. I think there's one more. There's one more. Ooh, I want to get this corn silk off. That's not going to be pleasant in anyone's soup. All right, all right, all right. Boom. 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 Wow, this shit is getting everywhere. Woo! It's like a corn explosion, I'm telling you. Okay. I hope, because these are coming off in like pieces of 8 and 10 kernels of corn at a time. I hope they get broken up. Hope they do. All right, good. So now let me just stir this up a little bit. Maybe I'll even be able to break it up. Wow. Alrighty. That is some dense fucking soup right there. Alright. Let's cook the motherfucker. I love raw corn. I don't like it getting into my pressure, where the pressure thing seats into, so we're just going to see if we can pop that little fucker out there. Just pop that out. Popping. Alright, we're not going to pop. It'll work. Okay, lid's on. We are on seal and not vent. So we're going to do this for pressure cook. Not saute, pressure cook. On high. We're going to do it for 15 minutes. Start. And I'll be back as soon as it's ready to open. Okay, one thing while we're waiting for this to get done and I'm cleaning up that I want to be very clear about. I am not making anything I'm not making juk or congee or however you juk day, wherever you are from, Canton or Szechuan. There's a million different things to call it. But I'm not making a congee. There are things similar to a congee in that I'm using fish and rice, and I actually overcook the rice until it forms into this kind of, porridgey-like substance. So there is that. But if I was setting out to make a juk or a congee, there's a lot of other things that I would be doing. First of all, I'd be using broken rice, which I could get or make or whatever, but I don't have, and I'm not making juk, so I'm not using it. I would also be just using different textures. Like I wouldn't be, this is going to be more where I put in the broth and the rice and then and the fish, and we overcook the broth, and the whole thing becomes kind of much thicker than congee would be. So I'm not going for a congee. I'm not calling it a congee, and it's not a juk. So just want to be totally clear about that. Okay, good, excellent. Back to cleaning up. Also, if you want to make this dish the way I intended it to be made versus the way I ended up, and this always happens to me, but I was going to use some fresh ginger, make it into some big pieces so that I'd hopefully be able to fish it out. And honestly, I've got to wait until I get some little cheesecloth bags or muslin bags so that I can put things like bay leaves and ginger in there that I don't want to stay in the final product and pull them out. So maybe it's better that I didn't. Could have used ginger powder, but it's ginger powder. I mean, it's fine, but it's not that important to use it. If it were fresh, I would have used it. So if that's what you want to do and you feel confident that you can fish it out, after the mirepoix is done, and that's when I usually leave it in until I start adding additional things to the mirepoix, and then I pull it out. Also, another reason that this isn't congee or juk, a congee or juk would never use a mirepoix. Absolutely never. This is closer to a soup which turns into a porridge. Mirepoix is not in congee. I mean, some people do, I'm sure, but not me if I was making real congee. All right. Also, one other thing. I don't know if you saw me and the knives I was using, but in case you saw me using these knives and you said to yourself, well, that guy's a moron, those are shit-looking knives. I know, they are shit-looking knives. Let me just tell you, first of all, that I actually have great knives that I actually do use. I use a Victorinox, I use a Mueller cleaver, and those are my day-to-day knives. If I can find it right now, I will. If I can't, then I won't. Yeah, they're not popping up, but they're in this drawer somewhere. What I was experimenting with, though, was I found that I didn't have, using the ulu, which is also part of my high-end cooking stuff. God, where did I put my real stuff? Jesus, where is it? It's annoying me. I'll be right back, because now I'm getting neurotic. Okay, I'm an idiot. I knew exactly where I put them. I just had to think about it for a second. So, my regular real knives that I love and cherish, I use the Victorinox. I'm not sure if it's the Fibrox but it's definitely a Victorinox Pro 8-inch chef knife. It's about $45, $50. A Mueller cleaver, which I do a lot of work with, not just chopping up. I use this for vegetables and things like that, and it is the most perfectly balanced cleaver I've ever had in my life. It's stainless steel, which means it's a little hard to put a sharpen on, but I do have a sharpener that's specifically for kind of this type of stuff. I use a Farberware, like I said, a Santoku knife. I actually got it in Target for $13, but the mother is sharp. It also comes in a self-sharpening thing. And then the other thing that I consider part of my main gig is this ulu that goes with this. It's an Inuit or Eskimo or Alaskan is where I got it originally. It was used by the Eskimos, the Inuit, to scrape out meat from the skins. It's razor sharp. I cut myself really badly with it one time already, and it is amazing. The other thing that I use, believe it or not, is a plain old steak knife that I've had for a couple months, and for some reason when I'm cutting vegetables, if I want to use that, it will allow me to really, really have control. And for some reason, the jagged edges, it's God, I'm sorry, I'm so tired, I can't think of the word. And then I also have, and I also got this from the secondhand store, like the Habitat for Humanity store. And these are sort of the everyday serrated. The steak knife is serrated. That's what I wanted to say. These are a set of Cuisinart knives, and I got them from the secondhand store. They're in perfect condition. They got a ceramic coating on them, and they take an edge really well. So I also use these knives when I have to, especially because there's another one here that's serrated for cutting bread and stuff with. These knives that I've got over here, except for this one, which is actually pretty good. I just got this one, and it's really good for veg cutting. These other ones, and I've got more of them, other than this other Farberware that I got from the secondhand store. These are sort of like really cheap off Amazon, and I kind of bought them so that when people who come over, I cook dinner for them, and they want to help, like they want to cook as well or chop vegetables for me, I can give them these knives and, you know, not feel like they're going to fuck up my real knives that I love and cherish and work very hard to get and ask people to give me. So there we go. That's it. But like I said, these knives are very sharp because they're very new. And second of all, with the Ulu, whereas I cut like this, rocking back and forth to cut veg and potato and carrots and things like this, I got this one specifically because I thought that if I experimented with a knife of this shape, which I guess they call Lebanese or something, even though this is supposedly a Japanese set of knives. The other thing about these that shit is this coating, I'm sure, would fall off. It's supposed to look like it's handmade, but it's not. Second of all, if I don't hand clean them, you should always hand clean your knives anyway, but they will rust. So there's that. But yeah, I got these as guest knives, but also they have a good blade on them, and I really did want to try using this shape to see if I want to invest in a decent knife to do that. All right. Okay, cool. I just wanted to know, but just for the record, it took about 21 minutes until it came on to pressure cooking. So it started pressure cooking. 15 minutes from now, the pressure cook will go over, and then we'll decide whether I'm probably going to give it 10 or 15 minutes to naturally release. And then I'll let the rest of the pressure off. Okay, that officially took 35 minutes from the time we put it on. We put it on for 15 minutes to 15-minute pressure cook. So it took about 15 minutes to come to pressure, or whatever I said it did. Yeah, 15 minutes, and then it was another 15, 16, 17 minutes. No, it was 17 minutes to come to pressure, and then it cooked for 15 minutes. So, just to let you know, I'm wondering if I should let this naturally release for a little while. It's getting very close to my bedtime. The whole reason that I'm doing this, by the way, is I'm having surgery on Friday, and today's Wednesday. And I really don't want to have to worry about having to feed myself. So I thought that I would just make a big mess of this stuff, because I've eaten it before and it's very satisfying and it's easy on the system. Yeah, okay, we're going to let this off because ain't no one got time for this. So if you've never seen this done, you've never watched this channel before, whatever, most people turn the video off, but I don't know, I think it's kind of cool. You ready? This is how it's called an instant release. Whoa! Well, I'll tell you, it smells really good. The steam alone smells delicious. I don't know why, but this always makes me have to pee. Maybe it's the moisture or something, or the sound, but seriously, every time I do this, actually at my age, every time I run the water, I have to pee. Every time someone pees on TV, I have to pee. Now, obviously, in a pressure cooker, you need to release the pressure before you open it, otherwise, right? This thing, the Instant Pot, has about 10 or 12 different safety mechanisms, totally separately, that would prevent you from doing that. I mean, it will do everything to stop you, but if you, like, decide to get a drill or something, get redneck drunk and decide you're going to see what happens, it's not good. All right, so it's almost done. There's a little indicator here, a little button that shows when the pressure is still in there. When that little button falls, then we're going to be able to open it up. And yeah, I gotta go pee because this thing always makes me have to pee. I'll be right back. Still bleeding pressure, still bleeding pressure, still bleeding pressure. Oh God, it smells delicious. So I think I did something right. Let me get out my tasting bowl. One that I love using because it's got all this surface area so stuff cools down quickly. And I guess I'm going to have to get out a ladle. And I'm so glad I waited until after I cooked before I ran my dishwasher because I just knew that I didn't want to, you know, I cleaned up my whole sink area and everything, this area, so I could cook, and then I don't want to mess it up and leave it a mess so I wake up tomorrow morning and it's disgusting again. So, yeah, I kept the dishwasher from running. I could have run it twice, but whatever. And tomorrow I'll wake up and it'll just be a beautiful, beautiful, clean dishes. Probably have to re-clean the surface of this stove. It's, induction stove, so it's got that nice glass on it, but it is a pain in the ass to me. Like if you're neurotic about it, and I am, I used to live with a very messy person, and so now that I don't live with them anymore, although I miss them and love them and wish they were here, but I try not to be messy. Okay, so the pressure indicator just fell, which means it's okay for me to take the top off this, and we're going to do that. Whoa! And it is a boiling. Alright, we're going to turn the fan off so you guys can hear me. Just give it a big stir. Alright. Alright, let's see where we're at here. Right now, I just want to get a sense of the broth. That's good. It's mild, but it's real good. And I can feel those 2 peppers that I put in there, those Sichuan peppers or chilies. They're in there spicing things up. Nice. I was thinking of adding some Sichuan peppercorns to it, which aren't really hot. They're actually more of a citrus fruit, honestly, even though they're called Sichuan peppercorns. And they tend to just kind of numb your mouth out a bit, but I might want to share some of this tomorrow with someone. And I don't even know if they like spicy food, much less numbing food. So, alright, I just want to see if the vegetables are soft. They should be. Beautiful. Let's just get a piece of cauliflower. Go. Nice big piece of cauliflower there. Oh yeah, it's soft like butter. Good. Okay, excellent. Corn. So now, we're going to add the fish, we're going to add the rice, and we're going to do some more seasoning. So the first thing that I'm going to do before I add salt, because it is a salt itself, is I'm going to use some accent seasoning, which is not MSG, because it doesn't say MSG on it, just says accent. Or we could call it the old E261 flavor enhancer, or Mike Sierra Golf, or whatever. But this not MSG, for the people who are watching who don't like MSG, or are afraid of it, because it really is nothing to be afraid of. It is the salt itself. It's 60% less salty than salt, but before I start adding salt to it, I want to get... Hey, is this stuff getting caked up in there? No. Okay, good. See how salty it is after I add this of what is really MSG. We'll just be honest with everyone right now. There we go. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. Just a touch in there like you're putting regular salt in. Let's mix that bad boy in there. And if you've never tried adding MSG to your food before, you're missing something, and it's in almost everything you're already eating. Trust me, and it's not what they said it was. It doesn't cause all those symptoms in people, unless you know that you get absolute symptoms. But I guarantee you've eaten MSG 99 more times than you have eaten Chinese food. Like, it's been in everything, and you just didn't know it, and you didn't feel sick then. And if you didn't, then it's probably okay for you. Okay, that's added some good salt and really helping the umami out there. Good. All right, now I want to be careful because it's delicious and I want to make it beautiful, but I do not want to over season it. Just to up the fishiness of it a little, I've got some bonito flakes here, some Hondashi bonito flakes. So we're going to add some of that in, enough to pop the fishy flavor a little bit, but not enough to make it overwhelming. Stir that in there. Let's see if it's even detectable. Now, also realize that I'm going to add some more broth to this, or some water to this, which is why I want to up the spicing as well. Because it's when we put the rice in, and I specifically overcook the rice intentionally on purpose to make it bloom and get all soft like that, it's going to take up a lot of space in here, and it could absorb all of the rice if we don't specifically add some more stock in there. Good. We could just add a little bit more dashi in there. Oh, hopefully that's enough. Now, just so you know, you could put chicken in this, you could put beef in it, you could put anything. You could put pork in there if you want. It will come out good. Instant pots and pressure cookers are very forgiving, especially when you're making things into a soup, stew type of thing. Very forgiving. That's good. I'm going to put just a touch, and I really mean a touch, this always happens to me while I'm filming. Why? Well, that's what they made the pause button for, isn't it? Here it is. Okay. Kosher salt. When you're cooking, it's the best one to use. You want to give it up from a little height. Because of the way the crystal is, it really does a much better job than any other type of, especially table salt. It does a much better job than that. Okay. Now, because of the peppers that we put in, I mean, they call them also chilies, but they're peppers as well. This actually has a very peppery taste, and to the point where I would really want to be very, very mellow about adding any black pepper, because it's hitting the back of your throat, or my throat, like a black pepper would. So I'm actually debating on not adding any until we get the final stuff done. Let's taste where we are now. Okay, we're good. I want to add one more thing in. Another dab of fish sauce. This is the Lucky brand. It's the crappiest brand there is. It's also the cheapest brand there is. So if you're going to put fish sauce in, consider putting one that's a little better in. Why don't die? I live on a limited budget. And you should see my spice cabinet. I probably got like 240, 250 different spices. When you're that invested in a spice collection, you economize where you can. Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Did I put you on pause? Have you been listening to me crawl around? You've been listening to me on the crawling around the freezer for a little while. Okay, well, you know, no one's perfect. So I want to be very clear. I am about to put a bunch of whiting in this, which is a ocean-going fish. It's a very mellow type of fish, and it's saltwater fish. However, the last time I did this, I put haddock in it, also an ocean-going fish. I have previously put tilapia in it, freshwater fish. It doesn't matter. It legitimately does not matter. I put both pollock and catfish in it, and it's the texture of the fish, and it's up to you. So, you know, you don't have to go out and buy like really good. I mean, haddock and cod are really good, but it's up to you. So, that said, I just want to be perfectly clear that you should feel free to add whatever fish turns you on and what fish make financial sense for you to add. Okay, these are some big fillets. So, let's see, I might have to chop these. No, they break. Okay. And I'm adding quite a few in more than I usually do, and that is because I only put 2 fillets of the haddock in last time, and really, it was a little tough to find the fish in it until I got to the bottom of the container. That fish is already starting to cook in there. Come on. There we go. 2, and I think I'm going to add 1 more. I got these for $8 from Walmart. There we go. All right, and a half. Let's do that. Okay, there's that. Now we're going to do the rice. Okay, I'm using some long-grained white rice. You could use regular white rice. You could use instant rice if you wanted to. If this were really a congee or a juk, I would be using jasmine rice, broken jasmine rice. But this is just white rice. So I want to make sure that I put enough in here so it's going to make it the texture that I want, which is substantial. Now, a lot of people are going to tell you to wash your rice. A lot of people are going to tell you to wash your rice 3 times. I've already used this package of rice, and it was fine, so I'm not going to do that. You, however, could, if you want to be really meticulous. This is a measuring cup, but I'm not seeing. All right, so you know what? We're going to pump it up. We're going to make it a cup. Now, hopefully, this is going to expand and really thicken this stuff up. Okay. Now, honestly, the fish itself, it's going to, if I just stirred this for a minute or put it back on saute for a minute, the fish would be cooked almost instantly. I mean, yeah, I put it in frozen and I already see it cooking. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to do this the right way. Let me just see this. I feel like if I have some more of this coleslaw, and I don't know if I do. Did I use it all? feel like I want more cabbage in this. And you know what? Cabbage is not $1 million. So I'm going to open this vegetable slaw. There's a lot of cool things in it. All things that I don't mind having in here. Green cabbage, red cabbage, broccoli, and carrots. A lot of carrots in this already, a lot of broccoli. I'm trying not to open a big hole in it so that I can reseal it because I'm not going to use this whole thing. Oh, and I want to tell you, just so you know that I know what I'm doing here, if I were making this for someone other than myself, I would serve it with some lovely chopped green onion on top of it as a garnish, and I would chop up the white part of the green onion and add it. It's just for me though, but if I were cooking for a guest, I would absolutely be adding that. The other thing, hang on, I gotta go, oh, here's a cut. If you do not use these paper clips to save your food, you are losing food that you do not have to lose. All right, so that's in. Oh yeah. So I got these as a snack from Walmart today. They're called High Tempura. It's a tempura seaweed snack, and it says Take no on there. I don't know what that means, but they are delicious. They're a little hard, and I honestly, as soon as I ate them, I thought maybe I could add a couple pieces, because I already added the seaweed snack in there, right? Just a couple of pieces in here. Definitely crunchy, but they won't be crunchy when we're done. Just to add a little flavoring in there. See, unfortunately, this is how I cook, and this is why I make these videos. Not necessarily for you guys. I make them so I know what the hell I put into it, so when I taste it and it's like, oh my god, this is the best thing I've ever made, I don't forget what I put into it. Alright, so now I'm going to put a little bit more liquid into this. I'm not going to use any more stock. I'm going to use maybe 8-10 ounces of water. Maybe a little bit. So I also need to be careful because I don't want to go over the fill line here, which I already made, because then when it lets out steam, it can actually let out liquid, which we don't want to do. So we're going to call it good right here. Put this bad boy back on. See, it makes that little noise when it's locked and unlocked. So if it's locked, unlocked, lets you know when you're safe. I don't know if you guys could hear that or not, but whatever. Okay, so we're going to go back. We are going to, I got to clean this thing. Got all my yucky fish fingerprints on it. Pressure cook. Not for a whole 15. We're going to do maybe, not temperature pressure. Oh, what am I doing here? Cancel, cancel, cancel. Okay, pressure cook. Time 9. Temperature's on high, and we're gonna hit start. All right, now because this is already really hot, it was almost boiling when I opened it. It should take much less time to come to heat, come to the temperature where it's comfortable starting the pressure cook. So I'm just going to time it so we know, like you can see, like once you've added hot liquid that's already hot in there, like how much less time it takes to come to the pressure cooking stage. All right, so I guess I could do a tap dance right here. I could do a slow striptease. I could tell you about that time, you know, that I and that girl in the alleyway. But it'd probably be better if you just wait until this is done cooking. I'll clean up, and that way you don't have to hear me get stupid, because that's inevitably what I do when I run my mouth. That's my family. You know, I just want to say, and I'm saying it to remind myself the next time I make this, is I had 2 shallots that are good, like they're perfectly firm, but I've had it here now for more than a week or so, and I mean, like onions and garlic, shallots, which is kind of a combination of onions and garlic in my mouth, the way they taste. But they last quite a long time, but I was thinking that I would chop up the shallots and put them in with the mirepoix or the vegetables afterwards, whatever, even whole without being chopped up, just to get real soft and delicious. So here's a note to yourself. If you have shallots around, the next time you make this, use shallots. And then what I also do at the end of this is I literally replay the entire video and I write down everything that I say that I'm adding. There you go. All right, back to hold for you guys. Get high and watch the tube. To El Paso, into a great big hassle, driving a castle. Bobby Sue, steal the money and run. Come on, baby. Oh yeah! Detective down in Texas, you know nothing where is to justice, people taxes, she slipped away. Next day, get out of the way, and we're still running today. Come on, big money and run. Come on, big money and run. Huh. Hello there. So just a little update for you. It was at 13 minutes, and I noticed that it wasn't coming to pressure yet. So usually when that happens and it doesn't take pressure, because it was boiling in there, keep warm was happening, is that there's some sort of, I told you about the burn notice that you get sometimes. Now, I hadn't gotten that yet, but I was worried about it. So I went in with this tool and scraped the bottom of it. Hopefully that's going to do it. I had the exact same problem the last time I did this kind of thing. And I think it's maybe I used too much stuff, but at that point it was burnt on the bottom. So if this doesn't come to pressure this time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, first of all, let it cook, because it's still cooking in there. It's just not pressure cooking. But that fish will be done. It's the rice I'm concerned about. But if I have to, what I'll do is I will take all the stuff out of this, clean the actual inner pot if that's what I have to do, and then if the rice hasn't come to term, run it again. All right, so I'll be back in a few minutes because I'll be able to know whether it's building pressure or not. So obviously scraping in the bottom of the pan did it, because just I'm speaking to you now less than a minute and a half after the last thing I spoke to you, and it came to pressure in almost 3 minutes. It came to pressure. So it's now pressure cooking, and it'll pressure cook for the 10 minutes we need it to. Thank goodness, because I wasn't looking forward. Like I said, it's after 10 o'clock here. I got to get up early tomorrow, and then I've got to go to the hospital on Friday and have this operation, which I'm not thrilled about having. But, you know, must have needs and things like that, so we'll get it done. And yeah, I wish I had my wife around. My wife, my late wife, I don't know why she never used a pressure cooker. She might have been afraid of them, like a lot of people are. She was the most amazing cook in the world. Today's actually her birthday today. Happy birthday in heaven, honey. Yeah, and, but I can't even imagine the things that she could have done with this Instant Pot. She was an amazing cook. Yeah, she was amazing. She was an amazing woman and an amazing cook. All right, I'll stop waxing nostalgic and being an old man. All right, I'm gonna let this pressure cook and come back, and that'll get the rice to finally do its thing, and we'll see where we are when it's done. Okay, this bad boy just let me know it was ready. Just so you know, from the time that I fixed it the second time. Oh, I do that every time I'm talking to you guys. Stop that. Anyway, it took 15 minutes. It took literally less than 2 minutes to come to pressure, and then however long I put it in to cook. Damn it, what do I see? It's a hot fucking thing. It's hot, that's why I use it. Why do I keep touching it? Alright, we're gonna not naturally, we're gonna release this, put a little activeness in this video. Maybe it'll help the score points. Okay, here we go. Here's the fun part. Oh, there we go. Alright, I think this is about to be done. I paused you guys so you wouldn't have to sit here waiting for this to be done. I've got my motherfucking dollar store motherfucking ladle here. Yeah, the old McCormick tool set. By the way, all of my cooking tools, most of them, aside from my knives, they're all Dollar Tree stuff. Got them for $1.25. Yeah, $1.25 at that time. But like every time I had to, I needed to go take some cash out, cash advance, you had to buy something. So I either bought a bottle of spices or I bought something, and I did it that way because I was like looking forward to the day where I would have my own kitchen and be able to cook for myself. And I'll be honest with you, for knives and stuff, you absolutely want to spend money. Absolutely, absolutely. For things like ladles and, things like this, a silicone stir, I guarantee you that this $1.25 silicone stir is not vastly less quality than a $5 or $8 silicone stir at Target. Are there people who maybe have invested thousands of hours of scientific research to make a good one, make one that's better? Probably yes. But 9 out of, unless you're a silicone stirrer, crazy person, inexpensive cooking things, implements, will generally be okay. Spend your money on knives and things like that, and the ingredients, and the cookery. Okay, so the pressure indicator has gone down. I'm going to open it. Whoa, that's really boiling. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to break up the fish fillets. I wish I could show you guys this, but if I took your camera off the stand right now, I'd instantly shut this thing off and it'd just be all sorts of stuff. So you'll just have to trust me that it looks beautiful. Here, we'll do this. We'll do this. Okay, can you see there? Ouch! Okay, maybe we won't do it like that. But anyway, it's thickened up. It's got the rices all blown up a little bit. It could actually cook a little bit longer because it's not as overcooked, but it's absolutely fine. So I'm going to taste this now. It's amazing. It's delicious. It's perfect. The only thing I will say is that the coloring of it, it's sort of gotten, the sauce is kind of gray, which is kind of whatever. Like, I've not gotten this dark of a sauce before. It's delicious. It's worthwhile. It's just, it's still, I'm so glad I made it. It's going to be exactly what I needed, and it's the best one I've ever made. There you go. Look at that. Yeah. Okay, good. So, all the exciting parts are over. Now I'm just going to put this stuff away so I can get it in the refrigerator and then start going to bed. I'm going to have a big bowl for dinner. Thank you for watching. If I did put this on YouTube and you like watching this shit, and I know I've got to get a better camera so I can actually show you in the pot, but guys, yeah, I'm poor and I just started doing this to see if it works at all. So it will get better if I keep doing it. But if you're enjoying this, like and subscribe. Like and subscribe, like and subscribe. Okay, thank you. Have a great day, and I should get like a thing I do at the end of all my videos, like it's awesome or something, or bam, but I think Emerald's got that, so we'll go with I'll see you later. There you go. That's good. See you then.